Yes, hello everyone. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Yeah, it's again Peeps FX again. Yeah, before starting with our session today, I would like to tell you that and remind you that don't forget to subscribe to our channel, which is again Peeps FX. Also, leave your comment there if you didn't understand something, or if maybe you want us to continue listening with this series of videos. Also, don't forget to share to our channel so as others can get these things and know that we are providing. Also, leave your like there. Okay, on top of that, today I'm going to explain and give you an inside knowledge on how we are going to approach the market on this coming week, which is tomorrow. I will look on couple of pairs on how we are going to approach them before the market starts. Today, I would like to start with this one pair, which is gold against USD dollar. But I will start with lower time frame, which is 4 hour, like this one. Yeah. Like you see this pair, it has been bullish for a little while, for a couple of weeks. Like you see here from this point here, it has just been bullish, like you see. It has been bearish for a couple of days. Like you see, this was high, this was low, this was high, and it came to break here. But you see that this pair, if you try to measure it like this, it showed that from this point, from here to here, this was an impulsive move. Okay. After this impulsive move, the price just got a little bit correction, like here. Okay. I mean that all this was just an impulsive move, was just from here, or just from this point down here to here. And now we are just entering in a correction move. This is for the case of 4 hour, because 4 hour time frame. But bad enough that the price made high after making this break of structure. Like you see here, there is a little bit correction, like you see here. After then here, you see that the price broke the structure out here. After breaking the structure, it got a little bit pushed to the upside, but it did not get a chance to break these highs unless it went downward. That is how we see the price in lower time frame, which is for, if you come in the time frame around here, things are different. Why do I say things are different? Like I said, that this was bullish movement around here. This was bullish movement, which is an impulsive movement that you see from this point to highest point. This was an impulsive movement, and we managed to break the daily structure around here. Why do I say this was? Why do I say that? It's because this was high and this was low. Then we made another high, and we broke below. After breaking below here, we break the structure, which was the break of structure. What do we expect after this thing to occur here? We expect that after this break of daily, we are still expecting that we are going to take a little bit push to the downward before going up. So we are expecting a little bit push to the downward, though it won't be far before going up. And how is that aligned with? If you look in, so we expected that. How is that align? How are we sure that it's going down? Because it has broken the structure. Broken the structure, I usually think that whether it is for our break of structure, whether it is daily break of structure, breaking of any structure tells us that we are shifting a certain phase and we are entering another phase. So this break around here tells us that we have hit this impassive phase and we are entering in this correction phase. Like you see, this was an impassive phase after this correction around here. So this impassive phase has been over and we are entering in a correction phase. So we cannot leave this correction phase just to come up until downward here. We expect to have a little bit of movement the downward so that we can take those points around there before going up. So this correction phase or this break of day is just an indication for that we are shifted a phase. So we're expecting to shifting a phase, we're expecting to get a little bit pushed to the downward before going up. But this daily break of structure was not full enough because if you also go in weekly structure, you see that the last week the last week candle it closed bearish around here. It closed bearish like you see here by breaking weekly structure. It means that for the couple of weeks, the weekly was just making impassive move. But this break, it tells us that exactly we have finished this impassive move. We're expecting a little bit push to the downward here to finish our correction phase before going up. But if you look well in a good well, it shows that we are expecting a little bit movement to the downward, to the upward. Why do I say that? Because this was weekly break of trend around here. It has break the trend around here. So after this break trend, the price decided to break the structure so as to give the market the time of breathing out. Due to that, since they have broken the structure, the same applies to weekly. So what do we expect? We expect that this weekly have more territory compared to daily. Hence, we can find our point where this counter trend is going to end. So you can just find your point where this counter trend is going to end. But on top of that, you cannot just leave the trade to come downward here until this point around here. No. You should find a point where to join the trend so as you to come until this point downward here. That being said, where can we know that? How can we know that we are going downward here? And how can we rally in? On my point of view, I would like to tell you that we just go in for like this one here. We go in for and we just wait for her to break the structure, and making this as for our break of structure. Before breaking after breaking of our structure, we just go to find those points of 1 hour break of structure. 50 missing violation point. The same applies to 3 missing violation point, so that we can join the trend to the downward. After reaching that point, after taking that, so we expect that to take the trade for a certain point around there on 3 minutes or 50 minutes invalidation point. Then we go down to it. After then, we go up with it. So we go up after that phase is finished, after that correction phase, it is finished. That is the first thing that I wanted you to know, that on gold, we have potential of taking a sell trade on next week after break of 4 hour to occur. That being said also, let us look on another pair, which is USD JPY. If you look on USD JPY, it shows that this was a point where the price broke and still it is printing new highs to the upward. But just 4 hours does not give us the clear confirmation or the clear information what to do and what to expect. So what to do, just go in the time frame like here. If you come in the time frame, it shows that it has broken the trend. This trend have been broken. This trade around here have been broken. Okay, but that information is not full enough. You can go maybe in weekly time frame and look what weekly tells you. If you come in weekly time frame, it showed that the price have just made another high, like you see here, by closing these wicks and also by closing this the previous high, because you see here, this was the break. And if you could be more attention, you could have taken this trade from this point here, this point. Why do I say that? This was after this break. After this break. I mean, if you could be aware of this, after this break, you see here, this was weaker break. Okay, you could have taken this trade from this point to the upside, because this break, it tells you that you have shifted a phase and you are entering another phase. So this one could be your potential area. So what could you wait for now? For now, you just wait. Since daily and weekly are still printing new highs, confirming that they are still going up, upside. So what are you waiting also here? I'll just tell you, you should wait for just a break on 4-hour break, whether it come and break this point, so that you can find your point to trigger in lower time frame, like 30 minutes and 50 minutes, so that you can go to the upside. So something you have to know, you have to be clear that you have to know that how time frame tells you and lower time frames tells you. Okay, like you see, if you come in 4 hours, you don't get any information that what is going to happen. But if you come in daily time frame, you see that the day time frame is still building new highs. The same applies to weekly. That weekly candle, the last week candle caused bullish. Caused bullish tell you that you're expecting that the next coming week you are going to go bullish. Why do I say that? Because also it have cleared these laws. So what do you wait? You just wait for just in 4-hour time frame to to close below. After closing below, you can proceed going upward. After closing below, forming 4-hour break of structure, you can find your entry point on either 50 minutes or 30 minutes, so that you can lie in with your friends to be bullish. That is for the case of USDJPY. Okay, for the case of USDCHF, of course, still in 4-hour, you don't have any information, but you can look a bit in daily time frame. In daily time frame, it showed that this was low, this was high, this was low, and this thing I analyzed before, because this was low, this was high. And last week I said that if the price managed to close here, we expect a little bit push or more push to the upside. And like you see, after this break, the price went up. But also, daily time frame, it tells us that we're expecting a little bit push to the upward since it are breaking these lows. Is that full enough? You can use that information to find the point. Yeah, no, that's not full enough. You also can look on weekly time frame, how it tells you. Weekly time frame, it tells you that it has broken the structure and you expect it to curve a little bit, push to the upside before going downward. Like I said, this break, whether it is daily break, whether it's 4-hour break, whether it is weekly break, it will just give you an indication that we have shifted a phase and we are entering another phase. I mean that it just said to give you the direction, how to join the others. So since on this card of USDCHF, it has broken the weekly structure, the same applies to daily structure. What I can tell you, you can do the same as I explained there, that you have to wait for the price to break the structure here on 4-hour, as I said in USDJPY and also gold, to break the structure around here so that you can find your point in lower time frame of 15 minutes and the 3 minutes. Either it can be 3 minutes invalidation point or 3 minutes new validation point or hidden validation point. The same applies to other pairs. I mean, the same applies to 3 minutes time frame so that you can continue going upward. I think at the point. Okay, you can look also to this USD JPY. I mean USD card. The same applies around here. like you see, we don't have any sign that what is going to happen, but through our time frame, like weekly, okay, and the daily, it shows exactly. But for the case of this pair of USB card, for my side, I don't have any sign about of what is going to happen. Now let's take a look on this NSD card. If you look on the card, the price was making series of highs and low, highs and low, highs and low, until it made this low here. But if you look in weekly time frame, you cannot see anything. Why? Because we don't see any breaks around there. We just see that it's a little bit correction, but not confirmed a correction for the case of weekly. You can come in the time frame and see. But if you came in the time frame, it tells you that this was an impassive move and we broke here. We expect what? We expect a little bit push to the downward. So what happened? What happened that we are just, what happened if I try to cut here? If I try to cut here, like you see here, if I try to cut here and you come in for our time frame here, what do we wait? Just in for our time frame, like I usually say, if you see the price that has broken the structure, like you see here, for instance, we found the structure, it is like that. We find just this break, this was high, this was low, this was high, and we find this break. What could we do next? We just go in for our time frame, and we see that in 4 hours, just series of highs and low, highs and low. What do we wait? We just wait in 4 hours to break the structure so that we can take a trade. So now, let me explain a little bit how we could have taken this trade, which is, like I say, that this page it is in bullish, it is in bearish right now. Now, let's see how far our card, how far break the structure occurred, and how we could have taken that pair. Sorry. You will get it. Yeah, like that, like that, like that. Now you see now, this was low, this was high, and we broke the structure. And I usually say that you have seen here in daily time frame has broken the structure here. But it means that it has shifted the phase, like you see. So what do we expect? We expect that this price to go a little bit downward here before going up. So if you have hit of the phase, how can you join others? You just wait for the hour to break, for our time frame to break this structure, as it happened here. This was low, this was high, this was low, then they break the structure, and we can name this one as our for our break of structure. Let me name it. So this is for our break of structure. What next? Just going on our time frame to find 1 hour break of structure. Like you see here, this was our lowest point, and this was the highest point. This was our lowest point, and this was the highest point. You find that just 1 hour is just nearby for our break of structure. Like here, this is 1 hour break of structure. So what next? What next? You just go in 50 minutes to find the 50 minutes invalidation point. If you come in 50 minutes, you just look afresh that this was low, this was high, this was low, this was high. This was high, this was low around here. Yeah, this is 50 minutes, right? Yeah. We just come here and find this was low around here. And you find yourself that sorry, this was low. I mean, from this point, this was low, this was high, this was low, this was high, until you find this break here. Okay, this is break. We don't consider this week because this is the highest point. And when it came to close, so you don't consider this point. Hence, this one becomes this was our lowest point, and this one becomes our invalidation point of what? Of 15 minutes. But what happened? The price is not come back to this point. So what next? This one becomes our new invalidation point. 50 means new invalidation point. I'm going to repeat again that after this break of 4-hour break of structure, we just find below, just find invalidation point or new invalidation point or hidden invalidation point. So this was low, this was high, this was low, this was high, this was high, this was low. Then if you come here, you find that there was a break here, which make this one as our invalidation point. But when the price broke, did not come back, hence making this one as our new invalidation point of 15 minutes. After then, that was not full enough. We just go in 3 minutes here to find 3 minutes invalidation point. Just come here to find 3 minutes invalidation point. Below what? Below 50 minutes invalidation point, below 50 minutes line. So if you come here again, and you see that this was your, you find that this was your lowest point here. If this was the lowest point, okay, find this was highest point down here. Okay, this was highest point here. But when things happened, the price when the price came, it exceeded, hence making this one as our hidden invalidation one of 3 minutes. So now let's see what happened. Like I said again, what happened that we see this one was break. This was our break. So after this break, we expect that if you go in there, after this break, we expect that the price have shifted out. I mean, the pair have shifted the phase. We are expecting a certain phase. So how can we get in that phase? We just go in for and just look for break of structure, like you see, so the break of structure. Now let's see what happened that after this break of structure, we expect a little bit take a sell trade here to the downward. So until to that point where that phase is going to get over. So now let's see what happened. Like you see, I think now you see the point that the price just came exact to that hidden invalidation point and went down. Hence, for my side, I'm still holding this trade and we are expecting to take this trade to the downward until now. We still the price to go downward until this point where it is going to end. Where it is going to end before going upward. So shifting the phase is a good indication for you to take the trade. That was for the case of what? Of an NSD card and how we took that trade, the trade which is still earning in profit. Also, you can do the same to other pairs like this one here or any other pair. But for today, I would just like to end up there. And then I would like you also to remind that you just see any break, just cool down and see how higher time frame is telling you. The same applies to lower time frame. But if you got any problem, just don't forget to tell us as Green Pips FX. We are still releasing new videos for giving you an insight, knowledge on how to approach the market. So we are still remind you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So if you release another video, you'll be aware. We are going to give you something more potential than this you are seeing. We have more knowledge. We have more good things on how to approach this Forex market. So don't forget also to leave your comment there. If you didn't get something, you can explain more about it. Also, if you don't forget to share to others so that also themselves they can guide this inside knowledge. All in all, I would like to thank you. Let's meet next time.